Welcome friends. This is a new session on the course School Organization, Administration and Management. The session includes meaning, definition and importance of asanas, some important yoga asanas, important principles for the practice of asana and misconceptions about yoga. In yoga, an asana is a posture in which a practitioner sits. Asanas are also performed as physical exercise where they are sometimes referred to as yoga postures or yoga positions. Some asanas are performed just for health purposes. Asanas do promote good health, although in different ways compared to physical exercises, placing the physical body in positions that cultivate also awareness, relaxation and concentration. Through the practice of yoga asanas, one puts the body into positions that are not often practiced in modern everyday life and thus helps to maintain a long-term range of motion as we age. Meaning and definition of asanas. Asana originally meant a sitting position. The word asana in Sanskrit does appear in many contexts denoting a static physical position, although traditional usage is specific to the practice of yoga. Traditional usage defines asana as both singular and plural. In English, plural for asana is defined as asanas. In the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali defines asana as to be seated in a position that is firm but relaxed. Patanjali mentions the ability to sit for extended periods as one of the 8 limbs of a system known as Ashtanga Yoga. We shall now see the importance of asana. Asanas are beneficial for the muscles, joints, cardiovascular system, nervous system and lymphatic system as well as the mind, psyche and chakras or energy centers. Asanas are said to be important because flexibility of spine is increased, the joints become more mobile, muscles are relaxed, toned and receive a plenty supply of blood. Organ and glandular activity is stimulated and regulated. Lymphatic system and metabolism is stimulated. Immune system is strengthened. Circulation and blood pressure are stimulated. The nervous system is calmed and strengthened. The skin becomes clear and fresh. We shall now see the difference between gymnastics and yoga. In contrast to gymnastic exercises, asanas are practiced slowly to enable mental focus and a conscious understanding of the movement. The number of exercises practiced is not important, but rather the quality of performance. Before, after and between the exercises, a period of conscious physical and mental relaxation should be included. The objective of the asanas is not the conversion of bottled up energy or tension into movement, rather it is to harmonize the body and mind by consciously observing the physical and mental process as each movement or relaxation is practiced. The body does not become tired or exhausted through the asanas. On the contrary, with energy recharged, one feels rested and refreshed. Yogasanas and the importance of yogasanas. In the modern society, yogasanas have acquired an importance which has a twofold character. They are not only set of all-round physical exercises, but a preparatory stage for the practice of yoga. Once we start the yoga practice, their influence will become apparent in our everyday life. We will begin to enjoy better health, sound sleep, a keen mind and a more cheerful disposition. Our body will gradually acquire a pleasant lightness and suppleness. our mind will become more calm and our tensions diminish. We will also notice an improvement in our figure, posture, vision and general appearance, for we will start looking younger and feeling more alive. Its secret lies in the fact that it deals with the entire man, not just one of its aspects. Some important yogasanas. The first one being Padmasana. The term Padmasana means lotus. An individual who demonstrates this asana appears like a lotus. Hence, this asana is known as Padmasana. Some people name it as Kamalasana. Kamala means Padma. It is considered as the best asana for contemplation. In Padmasana, there are certain variations also. Ardha Padmasana, Virasana, Parvadasana or mountain pose, Samasana or equal pose, Karmukasana, Uttida Padmasana. The second one is Siddhasana. In the order of importance, Siddhasana comes next to Padmasana. An individual can acquire siddhis or power in different fields if one develops mastery over this Siddhasana. In the Vedic and post-Vedic India, many siddhas or perfect yogins practiced this asana. Therefore, this asana is popularly known as Siddhasana. Third one is Guptasana or hidden pose. In this asana, the person concerned should place the left heel over the organ of generation. The right heel is also placed over the external organ of generation. The two ankles are in close contact. The right toes are thrust inside the hollow between the left thigh and left calf muscles. The left toes are covered by the right leg. In this asana, the demonstrator hides well the organs of generation. That is why this asana is known as Guptasana. The fourth one is Vajrasana or adamantine pose. The demonstrator keeps the left heel below the organs of generation. The right heel is placed over the organ. Vajra means adamantine, hence this is called Vajrasana. Person who sits in this asana have a steady, firm pose. They cannot be easily shaken. The knees are rendered very hard. The danda becomes very firm and strong. This particular asana resembles the namaz pose of the Muslims. Advantages of Vajrasana. If an individual sits in this asana for about half an hour, immediately after food, the food will be digested well. The nerves and muscles of the legs and thighs can be strengthened. Gradually, myalgia in the knees, legs, toes and thighs will disappear. Flatulence can be removed. The stomach of the person concerned starts working vigorously. Some variations of Vajrasana are Kurmasana or tortoise pose, Ardha Kurmasana, Uttara Kurmasana, Mandukasana or frog pose and Shirshasana. The fifth one is Mayurasana. In Sanskrit, Mayura means peacock. The demonstrator of this asana appears to be a peacock which has spread out the bundle of feathers at its back. To exhibit this asana, the demonstrator should possess good physical strength. The technique of Mayurasana. The demonstrator should kneel on the ground and squat on the toes. Then they should raise the heels up and join the two forearms together. They should place the palms of the two hands on the ground after joining the two forearms together. The two little fingers must be in close opposition or juxtaposition. The thumbs should touch the ground and project towards the feet. At this stage, the demonstrator has got steady and firm forearms for supporting the whole body in the ensuing elevation of the trunk and legs. Then they should bring down the abdomen slowly against the conjoined elbows. They should support the body upon the elbows that are pressed now against the navel or umbilicus. This is the first stage of Mayurasana. Then they should stretch their legs and raise the feet straight on a level with the head parallel to the ground. This is the second stage of this asana. Persons having good physical strength can perform this asana for 2 to 3 minutes, but others can perform it for 5 to 20 seconds only. Advantages of Mayurasana. Mayurasana is considered as a wonderful asana for improving digestion. It destroys the effects of wholesome diet. This asana cures diseases like dyspepsia and diseases of the stomach like gulma, chronic gastritis, and reduces splenic and liver enlargement by increasing the intra-abdominal pressure. It develops appetite and removes all diseases caused by an excess of wind, bile or phlegm, cures diabetes, hemorrhoids, and gives strength to the muscles of the arms. In minimum time, this asana gives maximum physical exercises. The sixth one is Sarvangasana. Since all angas or parts of the body are engaged when this asana is performed, this asana is called Sarvangasana. This is a serious asana and gives wonderful benefits to the person who regularly practices this asana. Techniques of Sarvangasana. The demonstrator has to spread thick blanket on the floor and practice this asana on the blanket. They have to lie on the blanket quite flat at the outset and slowly raise their legs. Then they have to lift the trunk, hips and legs quite vertically. They have to support the back with 2 hands on each side. They should rest the elbow on the ground and press the chin against the chest and form a chin lock firmly. They should allow the back shoulder portion and neck to touch the ground closely. They should not allow the body to shake or move to and fro. Then keep the legs straight. After the asana is over, bring down the legs very slowly with elegance and not with any jerks. This asana should be performed very gracefully. When the asana is performed, the whole body weight of the body is thrown on the shoulders. The demonstrator actually stands on the shoulders with the help and support of the elbows. They have to concentrate on the thyroid gland which lies on the front lower part of the neck. They should retain the breath as long as they can perform with comfort and slowly exhale through the nose. Advantages of Sarvangasana. One of the important advantages of this asana is that the thyroid gland, which plays an important part in the metabolism, growth, nutrition and structure, is properly nourished. It is said that healthy thyroid means healthy function of the circulatory, respiratory, alimentary, genitourinary and nervous systems of the body. The thyroid operates in conjunction with other ductless glands, pituitary, pineal in the brain, supraanal above the kidneys, liver, spleen and testis. If this thyroid is diseased, all other glands suffer. This asana helps to supply a large quantity of blood to the spinal roots of nerves. It also helps to centralize the blood in the spinal column. It helps to keep the spine quite elastic. Elasticity of the spine means everlasting youth. This asana also helps to retain celibacy or brahmacharya. It removes sterility and diseases of womb. Women can safely practice this asana. Sarvangasana has the advantages of removing dyspepsia, constipation and other gastrointestinal disorders of a chronic nature. For such advantages, one should perform this asana daily twice morning and evening. The seventh one is Dhanurasana. In this asana, the demonstrator appears like a bow or dhanu. The stretched arms and forelegs form the string of a bow. It bends the spine backwards and supplements Bhujangasana. This asana is a combination of Bhujangasana and Shalabhasana with the addition of catching the ankles with the hands. Bhujangasana, Salabhasana and Dhanurasana form a valuable combination. These three asanas always function together. Now the technique of the asana. At the outset, the demonstrator should lie on the chest with the face downwards. Then should release all muscles and should keep the arms at the sides. They should gently fold the legs at the back and raise hands backwards. After this pose, catch hold of the ankles with the hands and raise chest and keep the arms and forelegs quite straight and stiff. Thus, a nice convex arc is formed. If this demonstrator desires to stretch the legs, they can raise chest up. They should dexterously manipulate. They have to retain the breath in a midway and exhale slowly. They should continue this practice for 5 to 6 times. The demonstrator can retain this pose as long as they can keep it comfortably. Dhanurasana gives a good massage to the abdominal region as the whole body rests on the abdomen. One has to practice this asana only when the stomach is empty. Now the advantages of this asana. Dhanurasana works as a good medicine in chronic constipation, dyspepsia and sluggishness of liver. It is also helpful in curing hunchback, rheumatism of legs, knee joints and hands. This asana is very helpful to the persons who suffer from gastrointestinal diseases. Now some important instructions to be followed in yogasanas. First one should practice different asanas in a well ventilated clean room where there is free movement of fresh air. The floor must be even. Second, one can practice asanas on the sandy bed of rivers, seashores and open airy places. Third, morning time is considered as the best time for practicing asanas. One should perform asanas on empty stomach or at least 3 hours after food. Fourth, one should spread a blanket on the floor and practice the asanas over the blanket. A pillow or 4-folded blanket should be used while performing Shirshasana. Fifth, the demonstrator should not use spectacles while performing asanas. They may be broken or may injure the eyes. Sixth, a beginner should start with minimum time for performing asanas. They should gradually increase the period. One should do asanas as long as one can keep up the posture comfortably. Seventh, in order to realize maximum benefits of asanas, one should practice regularly. Eighth, to practice asanas, one should have patience and perseverance, earnestness and sincerity. Ninth, one should not change the asanas. Adhere to one set tenaciously. Change of one set of asanas to another set may not give better results. 10th, one should be steady while performing asanas. 11th, when a particular asana is not suitable for an individual, they can select some other asana. 12th, the persons who practice Shirshasana should take some light snacks or juice after the asana is over. 13. One should avoid unnecessary worries. 14. One should observe moderation in eating, drinking, sleeping and all other activities. 15. One should observe celibacy to get the benefits of asanas. 16. Without yama, niyama, viveka and vairagya, one cannot enjoy the advantages of asanas. 17. To be efficient in different asanas, one should have faith and confidence, interest and attention. Some important principles for the practice of asana. 1. Asanas are always performed in coordination with the breath. Movements that expand the chest and abdominal cavity are always connected with the inhalation. Movements that narrow the chest and abdominal cavity are always connected with the exhalation. 2. In the initial stages of practice, the asanas are performed once or twice without holding, so that the movement of the body and the breath are synchronized. In this way, it is clearly established with which movement to inhale or exhale. This type of practice calms the nervous system, stimulates the glands, increases the capacity of the breath, and frees one from physical and mental stress. The mind becomes relaxed, calm, and clear. Only after this preliminary practice should an asana be held for a longer time, breathing normally. During practice, concentration is directed to the specific part of the body on which this exercise is working. The breath consciousness is also directed to this region of the body. Fourth, after practicing a posture, a counter pose or equalizing posture is carried out. For example, when one part of the body is flexed or contracted, then in the following asana it is extended or stretched. Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar means prayer to the sun. Sun being the most effulgent and life-giving force, it forms the visible representation of the invisible Almighty God. It is very difficult on the part of all individuals to think of this, the transcendent supreme absolute, without the help of some concrete object or idea. For such individuals, the sun forms the best object for worship and meditation. Surya Namaskar is a technique which prepares the foundation for the all-round culture of the body, mind and spirit. Prayer to the sun or Surya Namaskar consists of 12 postures or stages. One posture smoothly and graciously follows into the next pose. While performing Surya Namaskar, one should not undergo undue strain. They should be aware of the inner mood with which Surya Namaskar is done. These are the 12 postures of Surya Namaskar. Several yoga postures are combined in Surya Namaskar with rhythmic breathing, rapid movement and sunbathing and prayerful contemplation of the divine power that the sun represents. The demonstrator has to practice the Surya Namaskar facing the morning sun, bathing his or her whole body in the life-giving rays of the sun. Pranayama. Pranayama is the conscious and deliberate control and regulation of the breath. Prana means breath. Ayam means to control, to regulate. With each breath, we absorb not only oxygen but also prana. Prana is cosmic energy, the power in the universe that creates, preserves and changes. It is a basic element of life and consciousness. Prana is also found in food. Therefore, it is very important to have a healthy and wholesome vegetarian diet. The conscious guidance of prana in the body gives rise to an increase in vitality, physical detoxification and improved immunity, as well as the attainment of inner peace, relaxation and mental clarity. In mythology, it is said that the length of the person's life is predetermined by the number of breaths. The yogi tries to conserve time and lengthen life by slowing down the breath. Steps for doing pranayama. 1. Firstly, we need to make the lungs to expand and contract so that we start breathing more. Hence, we do Surya Namaskars or any dynamic practices or yoga postures first, so that our breathing increases. Also, we start breathing from abdomen like kids. 2. Followed by that, we do the following practices. The first one is Kapalbhati, throwing out the air. We throw out all the bad air outside. In this, the focus is on exhaling. From the stomach, we push to throw out the air. Next is Bhastrika. This is to increase the intake of breath. In this, we inhale and exhale together. People with high BP should not do this. Face should be completely relaxed. If you need to pull very hard using facial expression, you are doing incorrect. The next one is Anulom Vilon or Nadi Shodhan. This is one of the most important practice. In this, you breathe from one nostril, closing the other nostril, and exhale from the other nostril, and then inhale from other nostril and exhale from the first nostril. This brings out balance between left and right nostrils. It should be done as slow as possible. It will regulate the pranas. The next is Brahmari, honey bee sound. In this, you close your ears with thumb and make sound of honey bee with eyes closed. This will further regulate the pranas. Just listen the subtle vibrations of the sound. Next one being Shavasana. Lie down for 5 to 10 minutes to relax and rejuvenate, to further calm down the pranas and bring it to normal. Now some of the effects of pranayama. First comes the physical effects. Preservation of the body's health, purification of the blood, improvement in the absorption of oxygen, strengthening the lungs and heart, regulation of blood pressure, regulation of the nervous system, supporting the healing process and healing therapies, increasing resistance to infection. Now the mental effects: elimination of stress, nervousness and depression, quietening of thoughts and emotions, inner balance, release of energy blockages. The spiritual effects: deepening of meditation, awakening and purification of the chakras or the energy centers, and expansion of consciousness. Now we shall discuss some of the misconceptions about yoga. First, yoga is just for flexible people. You can fill in the blank. I have heard it all. I am not flexible enough. I am not thin enough. I am not young enough. Yoga accepts you wherever you are. There are no rules, no expectations and no judgments. Anyone can benefit from the practice of yoga as long as she or he is patient and approaches the practice with an open mind. Second, yoga is easy, gentle stretching. There is a great deal of value in gentle yoga, but there are many styles and schools of yoga that are incredibly physically challenging. It takes strength, stamina and flexibility. There is a class out there that will meet your needs, whether you are a dancer, athlete or a tired grandma. Third, the purpose of yoga is physical fitness. A lot of people put yoga in the same category as a Zumba class because of its health benefits. But one of the reasons that asana practice is so great for you is that it mixes awareness and concentration with movement. In other words, yoga is moving meditation. That is so different from other fitness classes. Fourth one, it conflicts with my religion. It is true that in some yoga studios you might see a statue of the Hindu deity Shiva and hear some chanting. No one will ever push any religious thoughts during a yoga class. Fifth, there is a wrong conception that yoga should be practiced only through some guru or yoga master. No doubt the guidance from yoga teacher will be helpful for easy practice of yogic exercise, but one can practice through gaining knowledge from the readily available books, video cassettes and other available materials. Let us now summarize the important points discussed. The study and practice of Yogasana is most ancient, yet still unsurpassed art and science of living. It gives us the key to youth, health and long life, and helps us to find harmony, peace of mind and true happiness. It is high time for us to try this age-old method and test its effectiveness for physical well-being, mental and spiritual advancement. Thank you for watching the session on the concept of asanas. See you soon with a new topic. Till then, goodbye.